everybody. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
Just got off. In the English-speaking world, this is
JDV, War Pig, and we're Evil Genius Entertainment. This is our little entertainment.
Bullshit. Just shoot the shit session there. Talking about shit.
We'll see about movies, and the big news in movies that just broke as we...
Today.
Breaking
news.
Is James Gunn, the director...
Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
1 and 2.
Did he direct both? Yeah, that's right.
He directed both and a bunch of other things. Executive producer of the Marvel superheroes. He has been fired today.
From Disney.
By Disney.
I mean...
for a series of tweets that went over the course of years. I don't think there's any too recent, but the nature of these tweets is just, it's weird, super weird. And the topic for the show this week is blood in movies, of any kind of movie, independent or Hollywood.
Just any because
like Terrifier has
like now or
shitload of blood. Yeah, I mean, like when a modern audience sees blood, do modern audiences
how do they react?
Crave blood the way they seem to in the 80s,
right?
And early
blood
90s.
as opposed to being able to see it rather than just
like all those ghost movies that were a huge hit for a long time. There's very little actual blood at all.
You typically don't see those.
So and that's kind of the modern trend, I think. So anyway, so we're going to talk about that and whatever the future
shit and
coming up.
Look at those jocks. Eddie, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Daddy needs his fix. Blah.
Underrated? Fucking Ed Wood, man. That's just before... That's just before he passed away, right? I mean, really, honestly.
Yeah, Tim Burton.
yeah, kind of passed away after that.
Oh, he's physically alive.
But he's dead inside. He's dead.
He's so dead inside. All right, well, so, anyway.
So about that, hey.
Big news of the week.
James Gunn. Holy fucking shit, dude.
And he got shit canned today for tweets like these. They're pretty bad.
They're pretty bad, man.
But they're essentially kind of like dead baby jokes, but worse.
Photo shoot with Ali, Steve Sparkle, and Melissa Pizza, trying to maintain a semi-chub so I'll look impressive in these photos. Now that's not a big deal, right? It's not a big deal. But then you read, like, The Expendables was so manly, I fucked the shit out of the little pussy boy next to me. The boys are back in town.
I'm not even sure what all those dirty words mean.
What's a pussy boy? I don't know what that is.
Some sort of...
I feel dirty now. Like, ugh.
No, did I just learn a pederast term for their terms for kids?
Quote, eagle snatches kid, unquote, is what I call it when I get lucky. Oh my God. Honesty's the best policy. Tell your 3-year-old you're laughing, thinking of me fucking 3PO. He'll appreciate it when he's older. What the hell's that even mean?
But it's just...
This is why you shouldn't do this.
Now, he erased how many of these tweets today?
10,000
times I've dreamed of killing you.
10,000. 10,000 tweets, which apparently at least one or two of them had actual kitty porn links in it, dude.
Well, I don't know about that.
That's what it looks like.
Well,
okay. I'm speculating, but that's what it looks like.
Let's take a step back. James Gunn is famous primarily because Guardians of the Galaxy was a big, giant surprise hit.
Right.
And
He'd been working in Hollywood a long time.
Do you know what he did before Guardians? I know he did something.
He wrote Dawn of the Dead. He wrote and directed a movie called Slither, if you'll recall, with the guy from Castle.
That's actually a really good movie.
It is a good movie. What's his name's in that? Hell's Bells. Michael Rooker's in that.
Is he? It's been a long time. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
That movie. Yeah. So he has some skill for sure.
Oh, he's
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is a horrible,
really awful,
horrible sequel. Like considering that they had a lot of money and all the same cast and everybody back for the show, that was terrible.
So what you're saying is maybe he should have laid off the Pussy Boys?
Ting. What is a Pussy Boy? I
don't know. What the fuck is a? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, what I'm saying. Maybe I'm square.
But I will tell you this. Now, Disney kind of put itself in a bad position here in a way because they fired Roseanne Barr for much less. Way less. I mean, Roseanne wrote one.
Joke.
Yeah, a joke.
I mean, bad taste or
bad
not.
taste, and it was dumb.
Joke.
But it was a joke. This dude wrote thousands of, like,
4 years.
bad. I mean, just... We
Grim.
joke and we say, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, this is bullshit. I mean,
we
this
try not
guy
to
was...
censor ourselves, you know, we're not...
Yeah, I mean, you hear what we think. I mean...
Yeah, and part of me kind of wants to defend them. It's like, well, they are obviously jokes. When you read a few of them, you go, oh, man, that's just such a bad... It's like a Larry Flint joke. You
Right,
know?
I just say poor taste.
You know, but when you start to read that there's hundreds and thousands and thousands of
and
these...
not all of them that funny.
And then it just starts to
It's
get...
a pattern.
Oh, it is weird. They're saying
pattern,
this.
dude.
It is weird that he did. And even weirder is the fact that he left them up all the way till today.
Yeah. I mean, that was... I'm sure there were tweets that he's since deleted from last week. I mean...
If Walt Disney wants to hire me for $500,000 to direct some kind of zombie movie, but Two Fat Drunks has to be erased from the internet, buy Two Fat Drunks. You ain't made me no damn money.
I'll hit the erase button for you.
Why he would not have immediately erased those accounts and tried to suck them into a memory hole forever?
Maybe don't put it on Twitter.
I mean,
I don't want to be that guy. But,
do you know how many times I've Twittered? Like twice. And like, EGE's Halloween.
I'm shocked you've used it at all.
Yeah, but just for business once,
Right.
and I don't do it now. I still don't exactly know what Twitter is.
It's free.
I honest to God, I don't know
You
what
flick
it
a
is.
tweet out, and everybody.
I'm not entirely sure what Facebook is.
It's this.
I never use
thing.
that shit. I'm
Spy
old,
platform.
man. I know it's.
Yeah, what?
I still get that, you know,
AOL.
Matrix people.
Do you
like a
plug
boob
into the
would be
phone
in it.
line to get on the internet? You're like,
I do actually. Yeah, I do.
Well, of course you do.
I do. It's a lot.
My internet is 2 tin cans in a street.
Even I know enough that you should erase those kind of tweets if you can, man.
Yeah.
By leaving them on there, it's like, are you challenging someone to find out?
Is there a component of this that says that you want to get caught? Now, look.
All right, but let me ask you directly.
Okay, go ahead.
Should he have been fired today?
Yeah.
He's straight up fired.
Yeah. You had to. You had to. Disney Corporation? Nah, there's no.
And do you think the Roseanne decision had anything to do with that? It would be hypocrites.
Honestly, I don't think it had anything to do with it.
Not much.
I
think it was a bullet point in the 30
Maybe,
others.
right. But I mean, nah, they fired this guy because it's Disney and we can't have everyone talking about your pedophilia.
And that's what I was just about to get to.
Yeah.
And that's the reality is Hollywood has a legitimate problem that goes way beyond horny dudes chasing girls trying to be famous. And things are going to happen that maybe aren't, you know, but
it's bad, dude.
Come on, man. There are people who are going after little kids in Hollywood.
You know, we did that show. We talked about Open Secret, dude.
And Open Secrets has a lot of stuff on this right now.
That was 4 or 5 years ago.
That's almost it's too hot for me to put on this show. I'll tell you that.
Dude, I tell you, it just when you thought, oh yeah, I get it.
I mean, how like radioactively bad? I don't want to get that into it.
That's a lot of fucking rape, dude. It's just unreal levels of pedophilia. It's Sodom and Gomorrah, God destroys you levels of fucking pedophilia. You're like, guys, maybe we should slow down.
Yeah, there's pictures of a guy who's a super fan. I forget his name. Like, I don't even want to say his name, but he just got found guilty of.
Oh shit, sir, man. We're having a beer problem.
Just got found guilty of having child pornography.
No.
And there's pictures with him with James Gunn.
Oh my god.
They say they're friends. I don't know, man. It's just.
Yeah, I'll bet. What kind of
I don't know. All I know is it is a bad look, right?
Yeah, right. For Disney, right? You want everybody to watch fucking Aladdin.
Well, it makes you wonder this. So Walt Disney, if you ever try to bootleg anything by Walt Disney, they will fucking drop on you like a
box of hammers, man.
Even if I want picture of Mickey Mouse. You have copyright infringement. What?
This is the Walt Disney Corporation. Yes, you can hear us in your head. We're in your feelings.
I don't ever fuck with Walt Disney. A company that is very sophisticated.
I was going to wear a Mickey Mouse shirt, dude, and I changed my mind.
No, man, don't get him angry. I'm just saying, it's hard to believe that Disney did not know this maniac had all these fucking tweets, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's out there for everybody, ain't it?
Awfully hard to believe.
Yeah, man.
Like, I don't.
But maybe they just, well, that was just the funny joke of the time. It's the number of the jokes. I mean,
it's the number, it's the tenor, it's the links. I mean, if it was just jokes.
It's the maturity level as well. Hey, I read books about dead babies and, horrible shit. That when you're 17, you're like, ooh, that's so funny. Now you're just like, it's just stupid.
Jokes and all that shit, right? Now you wouldn't read it, right?
No, it's just horrible. But that's kind of what his tweets are like, man, are dead baby jokes.
Yeah, constantly. What's his one that he says that laughter is the best medicine, so that's why I laugh at people with AIDS.
Yeah,
that's like right out of tasteless jokes, right?
I mean, some of it is funny. I mean, and that it's like, well, yeah, you have a sense of humor, but so do I. And I don't always go around quoting Blazing Saddles and Mixed Company. A lot of people just ain't gonna get the joke,
no matter how funny.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how funny. Yeah, and no, James. Well, we're not getting that joke, bro.
Yeah, that's not a good joke.
And so Disney's got a problem a little bit.
Well, no, they don't have a problem anymore.
That's
they
why
fired that shit.
So we both agree they had to fire him.
Oh, there's no way. What were you gonna do? He would do. He was fucking radioactive instantly, dude.
I did not understand
fucking active.
the sheer scope.
Yeah,
I did not really understand.
Oh yeah, dude.
And there's more smoking.
That's
guns.
just his tweets,
right?
Right?
There's smoking guns to come, man. It's just, I hate to say that, but
smoking all kinds of things.
So okay, what does this affect? He's an executive producer on these Marvel movies.
Not anymore. Well, he's gone. He'll never be on another Marvel movie again. He is ejected from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, dude. He will never be involved again.
Do you think that's going to happen?
I think it's already happened. Yeah. But that's the amazing part.
Any other fallout? I think.
Because
this is gonna kick some Harvey Weinstein shit off in the other direction.
Yeah, you might hear some more names.
Yeah, I think that's possible. All right, so
okay,
I know this has been but it's big news, I think, for Hollywood, and certainly for Marvel movie fans. So coming up, we're going to talk about blood in movies. We come from an era where blood was very copious in its use, and I would argue that it hasn't been for a long time. But it's coming back. So we're going to talk about blood, and we'll mix in our from the vault picks.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, coming up next,
rock and roll with Pussy Boy live.
So, what's the bloodiest movie you can remember seeing?
Lately?
Yeah, what's like a new
fucking dude? Rambo. With fucking the last
Rambo 4?
Yeah, the Rambo that came out in 2009 with Stallone.
I was gonna say that's a pretty old movie.
Yes, I guess at this point it is.
But that is a very
that's a fucking not only blood. Well, we got to be careful here because there's bloody and then there's gory, like with fucking
Rambo 4 is both. But in war movies, it's fun, right? It's a little different in horror, isn't it?
Yeah, because horror is here it is. Horror is much more personal. Like
good horror.
Yeah, good horror it's personal. When there's a person bleeding, it's usually a person. Unusually, is it multiple people at the same time?
So The Shining is a very famous, I would say, gory movie. I think people would remember it that way. It's very super scary and everything. And when you ask people, how many people do you think died in The Shining? They would say more than the actual answer, which is 2. Right. And only 1 victim.
Honestly, yeah. I mean,
Scatman Crothers is the only
person, the
only man besides the antagonist.
No one else dies. Right. You see the past.
That's not how you would remember that movie, though.
Like,
you would remember, I don't know, like 5 or 6. No, really only 1.
Because you remember the elevator scene.
Well, there's blood of that, but
scene.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not only blood. There's literal rivers of it.
Like Jeremy recommended this movie, Terrifier, Terrorizer.
I thought it was Terrorizer. I've not seen it. Is it any good?
I haven't seen it either, but what I understand is it's kind of like another 80s type tribute, like
to a heavy
throwback,
gore.
but like super fucking levels of gore. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I think if you have too much of that, it just seems like a Sam Raimi movie. And Sam Raimi movies are funny.
It's gratuitous.
It's done as black humor, right? It's over the top. Now, see, that's the thing that's the difference, I think, between movies that are trying to imitate the level of gore and why the 80s movies were cooler, it's because the 80s movies were trying to be as realistic as they could be. They weren't, most of the time, unless it was like a Sam Raimi, they were trying to be real.
I mean, this is what it would be like, right? I mean, it's very
so I think
films.
they tended to go overboard. They did not have the silicone makeup effects that they have now. It was all latex. Latex is good. It's better than like the mortician's wax or whatever that you can use. But it's not as good as the shit they have now. Now they have shit that is, I mean,
really,
it's unbelievable.
I don't know much about what they do now.
So I think maybe they kind of went over, but like the bladders, there's a lot of air bladders, and
like the flat ones from The Exorcist, man. The one side of her face when he shot out that way.
All the werewolf movies out there, their shit was always
American Werewolf London.
American Werewolf
did the big. I think did they get an Academy Award for that one?
I think they might have.
I thought they got an Academy Award for that transformation scene. Yeah. David Naughton.
Extra and Insane Gore.
Yeah, the British wave of fucking horror movies, dude. Yeah, a lot of Brit movies that go
Without Warning. I mean, they're almost every movie that was aimed basically at teenagers like us was super crazy gory. That does not exist now.
Yeah, not like so that. Much. No, I mean,
and I think that is the difference. Why is the modern filmmakers, and it is a fine line. You have to really know what you're doing on set to make it look good.
Right.
It does underplay. I mean, you can have a gallon of blood and throw it in front of the camera just like this.
Well, it does because
it doesn't look like
no context. You need the context.
Yeah, but even if you're looking for the elevator shot in The Shining, people have no idea how fucking insanely hard that shot was. I mean, that was insanely fucking hard. To have it go like it did, that fucking timing of the camera, 280 frames a second, some insane shit.
Right.
I mean, just the way how perfect.
And that music.
That is not easy to do.
No, it's not.
And so, as a result, I don't think there's as many real great makeup. There are some, don't get me wrong. And some of the old guys are still around, like Botine. But now, just do it CG. That's the way they do on The Exorcist.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of shit in The Exorcist where, Vladdy was just firing off starter pistols, slapping boards together, taking the temperature down to 0, not feeding them, all this shit just to make them, angry and all.
Right.
Like, well,
he kept, Friedkin, William Friedkin kept the set real cold and kept everybody on edge all the time. Goddamn, I can do.
You don't get those reactions of that hot pea soup be flung onto your face because you're legitimately fucking pissed, and he was. He was. With CG, you don't get lucky accidents. You just don't. No matter how good they animate it.
And there's some badass CG. I'm not a fucking Luddite, dude. Okay, there's some fucking crazy shit.
Crow is one of them.
Yeah,
I mean, he can do shit that that was real.
You don't even know it's there. It's like, oh my god, that was a CG effect. No way, but
it's even something like Cars. It's still
with blood.
But with blood, it's almost impossible.
It just doesn't work, man.
And an otherwise great movie, Blade, is affected by that. Especially now, because now it's like...
Now it just looks silly, right? You look at the effects, you're like, oh,
it's like, Spawn, But Spawn, I give him credit, like, look, we're going to go over the top. We know they're going to suck. But hey, come on, this is 1995 or whatever.
Damn, I love Blade.
But now, it's just easier, more realistic. We always try to use real.
Yeah, use real blood, miss.
I don't know, I can't think of a major film like... we're gonna, for our love-hate segment or our show, we're gonna do a Quiet Place, and that's a huge hit right now. There's some gore in that, but not like they would have.
Nothing to speak of.
Not like in the '80s.
Honestly, I can't think of too much from it. I mean, it was more implied.
So I mean, what do you think? Will there be a return to really good 80s level? Well, I mean, the new kids, the new makeup guys who are 17, 18 right now, 25.
Well, there seems to be a resurgence of it. You always hope that...
I don't want to do its ages. Somebody from 50 can get into it. But I mean...
But no, I understand.
Whatever the generation right now that's doing hardcore makeup, would they... Do you think...
Yeah, I think that they would and could. I think there will be an appetite for that. I think
so, too.
Yeah.
It is for me as a producer. I want that.
Practical effects.
We've been very lucky in the makeup in this movie. Any chance a hard R gory movie becomes an Exorcist level or Jaws type level hit in the next, say between now and 2020. So the next 2.5, 3 years.
that's.
See, I don't think so.
That's a tall adder, dude.
Yeah.
You used Jaws and Exorcist. I mean, it wasn't like you said.
Or even Alien with its incredible gore, right?
Yeah, boy.
Well, I mean, like a big hit, a big monster, violent, bloody, but
they're not.
realistic.
They're not doing that right now. They're not doing that right now.
That's right.
Besides fucking The Purge, but that's hardly.
No, that's not A-list.
You can't count that as an A-list movie. It's a
that's
studio
like
film.
That's not.
Not until they do World War Z 2. And even World War Z, honestly, isn't that gory.
No, it's not. I would not consider that a
No,
movie.
not at all. I mean,
That's a great movie, but it's not a
oh, yeah. It's PG-13 film.
Even though it's a zombie movie, it really isn't.
All right, so.
Yeah, I guess the gore you'd think of realistically is Walking Dead, a show like that.
Yeah, and that had some effective gore in it. I mean,
But
it's
not a movie.
No, you're right. It's not.
All right, so from the vault, our favorite gory movie.
Yes.
Coming up.
Favorite gory films.
I'm trying to think of a classy movie, something that wasn't Day, because I think you agree with me. Day of the Dead is probably
It's the king.
It's the king.
It's the king, dude.
It's the goriest movie ever made up to that point. There's never really been a movie gore. Even The Thing is not as gory.
The gore is so good.
The acting's pretty good. The story is it's believable.
It's like
the music is actually
relentlessly grim film. I mean, it is a bummer to watch. You're just kind of like, oh wow.
It's still probably the ultimate end of the world movie, just because it is so grim, and the gore is both hyper gory and
effective. I mean, just
someone like a classy movie.
Oh, fuck.
Would you like Alien? Would you consider that?
I think of a good classy
Exorcist is gory,
but that's the '70s, though. I mean, we gotta bring it closer than that.
Do we?
Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
I'm
trying to think of something that would have had that level of gore, but still been a major release.
Scanners?
But that's 70s. Scanners is great, but... Oh, dude. The Fly.
The Fly?
The Fly.
It's still 84 or something, isn't it?
It's at least in the 80s. I mean...
God, yeah.
How far do you gotta go back?
Yeah, well, I guess maybe that's
shit.
Our gory movies... If you can get away without the gore... Like Psycho is the most classic example you'd see in film school, right?
Where it's all implied and you don't actually see anything.
Well, it's like how many drops of blood do you see when in the stabbing scene? Oh, it's very bloody. No, of course, there's almost no blood in it, and you never see the knife actually penetrate.
You see it like next to her skin.
Janet Leigh.
The sound effect is
it's the sound. It's
sound effect does.
It's a very heavy scene. I'm not saying it's not.
I mean,
it's one of the greatest scenes. But in part, it's great because they don't actually show anything.
Right, your mind fills in the blanks.
Your mind fills in the blanks from microsecond to microsecond on those cuts because they're like 94. I mean, an insane amount of cuts.
Honestly, on the first chainsaw, same thing. Not a lot in the first.
Ah, man.
Nah, you really, honestly, you gotta go look at it. Not a lot of gore.
Really?
It just seems like it.
Is that right?
Yep. You'd be shocked.
Because I would say that is a gory movie.
It's not. Honestly.
Really?
Like, for example, like...
You're talking about with Gunner, that one.
Yeah,
right?
the very first one. Number one, dude. It's
Great
just,
guy.
it's super implied. Like, you see it happen, but there's no gore. You're like, oh. And then, oh, wow, it was horrible. Like, no, you didn't see anything. You didn't see anything.
That would maybe be a second for me. Shogun Assassin for gore.
Shogun Assassin is
It's just
good,
a great series. Anyway, that show, Reanimated. We're hoping we'll drop the first ep on the first week of October. We got to do a Kickstarter campaign because really, we honestly need help.
We like free money.
Hardly free, Jason.
That was a joke.
Things cost.
I was kidding. I don't know what a
I like money.
I like
Anyway, you cheap fucks. Oh, it's a buck. You know what I mean?
Come on.
We'll continue these. We're going to show White Zombie. We're going to White Zombie. Unless I accidentally erased it, then we're going to have to do it again. But there's absolutely very small chance I didn't erase it. And
sorry, I taped over it with Gremlins 2. I hope you like it.
If I didn't tape it over with Gremlins 2, then we'll have that at the end of this month, July, to wrap up July. Sweet. Like, subscribe, share.
Pussy Boy. You made a great name for a band now, right? Tonight only. pussy boy.
Is the Grim Reaper all around you?
At Blondie's.
Clutching at your ankles? Are you about to die? Then buy EGE's specifically designed for you coffin. Yes, made out of high-grade cardboard. This stuff won't disintegrate unless it rains lightly. Or there's a mist or a fog. Otherwise, you can be buried at a mere tenth of the cost of what it costs a normal schmuck to get buried.
Not to be used underground at any time.
It may or may not be made up of illegal chemicals.
Not intended to be an actual coffin.
Be sure to visit evilgeniusentertainment.com for exclusive content, swag, casting call news, and much, much more.